Kitchen cooking fires represent the single most common reason restaurants are lost and destroyed by fire. The primary origin of these fires is typically associated with commercial cooking appliances. Because various forms of combustible cooking materials such as animal and vegetable fats and oils can retain their high auto reignition temperatures for extended periods of time, as long as 20 minutes, they represent a unique fire protection hazard that requires special fire suppression agents and equipment. This special suppression equipment should not react with or splash the liquid cooking media during application, and should create a thick, heavy saponification foam blanket onto the liquid surface to seal out oxygen for extended periods of time till the liquid cooking media cools below its auto reignition point. Because today's restaurant industry is utilizing larger and higher efficiency types of cooking appliances, as well as switching to cooking media formulations having higher levels of unsaturated fats for health-conscious customers, this unique fire protection problem has grown and gotten more difficult. To address this increasing fire protection problem, a new fire test scenario was established by Underwriters Laboratories for evaluating kitchen hand portable fire extinguishers on commercial deep-fat fryer fires. This new fire test was incorporated within the UL ANSI 711 fire test standard for portable fire extinguishers in 1998. The test utilizes a modern, high-efficiency appliance containing a minimum quantity of 80 pounds of a special low-fat cooking media having an auto-ignition temperature of 685 degrees Fahrenheit. Under controlled and monitored conditions, the cooking media is heated to auto-ignition and permitted to burn for 1 minute, with the cooking appliance's heat source continually applied. After the 1-minute pre-burn, the extinguisher is then permitted to attack the fire. The unit must be continually discharged until it is empty, at which time the appliance heat source is removed and shut off. The discharge of the agent from the extinguisher should not cause any splashing of the cooking media. The cooking appliance is then monitored by the approval agency for a minimum of 20 minutes to ensure that no reflash or reignition can occur. Portable fire extinguishers must demonstrate the successful extinguishment of this fire test criteria 3 times consecutively to the approval agency's representative to achieve the listing. The 1998 edition of NFPA 10 contains a new Class K extinguisher designation and reference for commercial cooking areas. The standard now requires any portable fire extinguisher installed for the protection of cooking media within commercial cooking areas after June 30, 1998 to be listed and labeled for Class K fires. These Class K fire extinguishers are also required to have placards identifying that their use is secondary to the actuation of any cooking appliance fixed fire suppression system installed. The extinguisher must also be mounted and positioned so that the maximum actual travel distance from it to the cooking appliance hazard does not exceed 30 feet. After consulting with various authorities, insurance interests, and restaurant corporations to assess their specific needs and concerns, Badger initiated some additional testing with various portable extinguisher hardware concepts. When the existing 40 BC sodium and potassium bicarbonate dry chemical extinguishers were properly and totally discharged, they were not successful under the new test criteria. These extinguishers typically only gained control of the new Class K test fire for less than a minute, then reflashed. The additional cooling provided by wet chemical types of agents effectively eliminated these reflash problems. Because kitchen personnel are typically not intimidated by the flames contained within deep-fat fryers, questions surfaced regarding their potentially misusing the extended metal types of discharge wands by ignoring safety instructions usually provided with this type of fire extinguisher. These concerns stem from the wands possibly being poked into small cooking appliance areas where they might touch live electrical contacts, or being placed within direct contact of the hot cooking media surface, where the initial discharge of the cool extinguishing agent could produce a very violent and dangerous physical reaction. Elimination of the discharge wand may effectively prevent this from happening, as operators are less likely to place discharge nozzles located in close proximity to their hand through the flames and down into the cooking media prior to discharge. As a result of this new test data, Badger has eliminated the utilization of extended discharge wands upon its Class K extinguishers and standardized upon the industry-recognized hose and nozzle discharge concept, having a wide protective finger guard which is simpler, safer, and practical for novice operators to use. To further support this practical application concept and approach, Badger conducted its Class K fire tests under the same conditions typical kitchen personnel might face, with their firefighters only wearing short-sleeve shirts and no special protective firefighting gear. Some additional misapplication concerns were expressed over the utilization of other extinguisher fire use code symbols being placed on the operating nameplates of these special Class K kitchen extinguishers. While wet chemical extinguishing agents possess adequate cooling capabilities to obtain various Class A fire ratings, the new NFPA 96 standard does not require wet chemical extinguishers containing agent quantities of 6 liters or greater to bear the Class A fire symbol for compliance on solid fuel types of appliances. Portable wet chemical extinguisher agents are specifically designed and intended for use on cooking media types of fires. These agents typically have only a very limited effect on most types of Class B fuel fires. The current Class C approval test only evaluates a portion of an extinguisher's agent discharge stream. Having these extinguishers displaying the Class C symbols, where inexperienced operators might be encouraged to use the conductive wet chemical agent onto or about various energized electrical situations, raised concerns. Wet chemical extinguishers utilizing extended metal discharge wands displaying the Class C symbol also raised questions. When NFPA 10 does not even recognize non-conductive carbon dioxide extinguishers having metal discharge horns as safe for use on energized electrical equipment. Badger feels the display of any additional extinguisher use code symbols other than the new Class K symbol upon these operating nameplates only serves to further confuse and encourage novice kitchen operators to remove the extinguisher from the placarded location for possible misuse on other fire hazards outside the unit's intended kitchen application. Badger's wet chemical extinguisher models feature a low pH potassium acetate solution discharged in a fine mist, providing novice kitchen operators with exceptional firefighting comfort and range, while avoiding potential splashing or misapplication concerns. Besides being capable of handling today's tougher commercial kitchen fire protection problems, the wet chemical agent is not messy and easy to clean up after a fire. Badger is proud to point out some of the following features on its new line of wet chemical extinguishers designed specifically for use in kitchen cooking applications. Extinguisher operating nameplates contain only the new Class K fire use symbol references. With the liability concerns associated with specific use extinguishers being misused or misapplied, it is essential that the nameplate clearly identify the intended use and application symbol for which the extinguisher is intended. Because the extended metal discharge wands can be intimidating to novice operators and present potential misuse concerns, the new Badger models feature the safer industry-standard hose and nozzle concept. This design also permits their installation into extinguisher cabinets and is more practical for busy kitchen traffic areas where discharge wands are often bumped from their holders. Badger models have incorporated a new non-metal nozzle tip finger guard, which not only provides a safe natural hand placement guide for novice operators, but helps prevent the nozzle from being inserted into small electrically energized appliance areas. Protective foil nozzle tip seals prevent the accumulations of grease or contaminants commonly associated with kitchen cooking areas from entering the small nozzle discharge orifices where they could potentially restrict or prohibit the proper flow of extinguishing agent. These seals also serve as quick, simple, and inexpensive extinguisher inspection aid, held in place with a protective plated brass retention cap. Because NFPA requires Class K extinguisher models to have a use placard mounted at each extinguisher location to identify its use as secondary to the activation of the appliance's suppression system, Badger includes one with each extinguisher. This feature not only saves the cost of having to purchase additional placards, but promotes uniformity among all your locations. Badger wet chemical models are presently the only models which feature a full stainless steel shell construction that has no plastic bottom bases to crack, deteriorate, or fall off. Badger pioneered the use of wet chemical extinguishing agents for restaurant protection, obtaining the first pre-engineered wet chemical restaurant system approval agency listing back in 1968. Badger's wet chemical extinguishing agent and hand-portable extinguisher hardware have a time-proven track record spanning over 25 years. After considering Badger's new innovative kitchen extinguisher design and how it differs from the competition, we're confident that you will agree that these new developments clearly reflect Badger's conscientious commitment to address the safety concerns of local authorities, insurance interests, and the commercial restaurant industry. For additional information, contact your local Badger Fire Equipment distributor or call us at 804-973-4361.